Hatsune Miku is back at it again with their second secret layer. Usually I do a secret layer of the whole massive set that comes out each like summer and Christmas and stuff like that. However, since this is a well-known character, I've been doing them individually, giving my thoughts and opinions on it, and then when the full set comes out, just pretty much being like, here are the cards, if you want a more in-depth opinion, go watch the full video. The main reason I'm doing this is because I find it easier to separate the two, and I actually think it's more enjoyable and better for the people that are only getting a kind of like the secret layers that are with a different universe just because they enjoy the second universe. And since it's not a set, there's no point doing set videos. So in this video I will be going over the entire second Hatsune secret layer, giving my thoughts and opinions on all the cards, talking about it, saying what they're probably good for, and because I think, and I could be wrong here, this is the second of 4. So again, you have 2 more videos to enjoy when eventually they come out. But before I go any further, a word from our sponsors. The sponsor of this video is me. I have started an Etsy page where I'm going to try and be selling clothes that I've designed, thought would be funny, thought would be cool, thought would be amazing on people's bodies. So I literally spent maybe a month or 2 looking at different resources and stuff to come up with the nicest clothes I could possibly find, with the coolest designs that I have done myself, with stuff like playmats, hoodies, t-shirts. I'm going to try and do phone cases. They're harder than I thought, but I do think that it is a really good thing to actually put into. So if you would like to help me out or help the channel out, please go onto my Etsy. It will be linked down below, and you'll be able to find very nice clothing and also be supporting the channel. So links down below, and also if there's any other designs, I will be putting on any of my social media, so please follow me there as well. So when it comes to this, I don't really know much about the character themselves or the singer. What I've understood from watching other videos, especially the one that I've watched recently of Jaden Animation, absolutely in love with them and seen them in concert, is that this is kind of like a band or singer, because there's multiple variations of them that people love and adore, and people are allowed to like make their own music and she'll sing it and stuff. But yet she'll also have her own music. I don't really understand, but I do think it's a good concept, and to be honest, with how big it is around the world, I'm not surprised that they have a secret layer. When it comes to the secret layer so far, they seem to be 6 in each, with different variations of cards, just with art of the singer, and that seems to be it. There is some other characters in the back, but I don't know them, but the main focus is on Hatsune Miku herself. I think she is Hatsune Miku, or I'm not sure if it's the whole thing with all the different singers and stuff is Hatsune Miku and she's just the main character. It's like calling One Piece Luffy, or is it like she is the One Piece? I don't know, it's very confusing to me. So if you haven't seen, they have a first one, and you don't have to go and watch the video, I'll go over the cards quickly. But this is the second one, and if you want a more in-depth version, you can go watch the first one, and I would really appreciate it. But in the first secret layer, you get Shelter, Sandra's Ignition, Harmonize, Azusa Lost But Seeking, Feather the Redeemed. When it comes to the second one though, I will be going over the cards in more detail, reading them out and giving my thoughts and opinions on it being a secret layer. Starting off with Miku Child of Song. For Wooburg, it's Child of LAIR. It's a legendary creature avatar that is a mythic. It has trample. When Miku Child of Song dies, destroy all non-land permanents they can't regenerate, and is a 6/6. This one is very confusing to me. Child of LAIR is a great card and would actually make a great secret layer. It is a very powerful commander because it gives you access to all 5 colours, and it's also a very, very good and strong board wipe. But the downside is it also includes you. However, when it does die and stuff like that, you're allowed to put it into your command zone, so you have a kind of permanent board wipe when things get bad, but it is for emergencies only. Now, having it as a secret layer seems fine to me. I think it would be more better in the horror section, mainly because it's a giant baby, but having it in as a cute, adorable singer is very strange to me. I wonder why they did it. I have no explanation why, but I do think for the people that find the original card creepy and don't want to buy it, they at least have this to get their hands on. But next we have Song of Creation. For 1, green, blue and a red, you get an enchantment that is a rare. You may play an additional land of each of your turns. Whenever you cast a spell, draw 2 cards. At the beginning of your end step, discard your hand. This is a very good card, and to be honest, with the card having song in its name, I do see this to be a very good card choice. However, the card itself is one of those, it's really powerful and really good. You get to play an additional land, and every time you play something, you get to play 2 cards. However, the downside is discarding your own hand, which has its good sides and bad sides. This card is a very niche card. It is one of those things where if you want cards in your graveyard, great card. If you want to draw a load, great card. If you want to play additional lands in all decks, that's really good. So this is a very good and powerful card. However, some decks, when it comes to these 3 colors, majority of the time you need the cards in your hand, and stuff going in the graveyard is more of a downside. And with the amount you draw because of this card, it seems to be half the time you're losing more cards than gaining. So it has its good sides and downsides. It's one of those cards that it is perfect in a very small niche amount of decks. Next we have Diabolic Tutor. For 2 and 2 black, you get a sorcery that is a rare. Search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Realistically, pretty much any tutor in a secret layer, unless they up the prices, seems to be really worth it, unless they're like a common or an uncommon. This is a very good tutor. It is quite expensive mana wise, however, it doesn't have to go on the top of your deck. You get it straight into your hand, and there's ways to play stuff for cheap or get a bunch of extra mana. So again, it is really worth it, and you get the card you need there and then. So I'm happy that this is in. This is one of those cards that will be good in pretty much any borderline secret layer, but this is going to be kind of, in my opinion so far, the main reason people buy it, outside of just loving the characters or character. I don't know which one to say. But now we're on to Chord of Calling. For X and 3 green, you get an instant that is a rare. It has Convoke. Search your library for a creature card with mana value X or less and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Again, with it being green and having Convoke, the amount of plant tokens, the amount of like Eldrazi, Scions and Sions or whatever you want to call them that are coming out, the amount of like Elf Ramp, Mana Rocks, green just making a large amount of tokens in general half the time, like saplings and stuff, elementals, like you can go on, bears, wolves, the amount of stuff. This card is amazing. You pretty much get to pick any creature from your deck pretty much half the time, depending on how your deck's built, and you get to pop it straight onto the battlefield for 3 mana. This is really good if you have cards that let all your creatures have vigilance. You attack, main phase 2, you get the big creature. It won't be able to attack unless you have haste, so again, it is really good. This card is absolutely amazing when it comes to a secret layer, and I love when it comes to any form of tutors. And the fact that you get not 1 but 2, this is probably one of the better secret layers in my opinion. The only downside is, so far, if you don't like Hatsune Miku, like really don't like it or don't know anything about her, you're probably gonna lose out of not buying this secret layer if you've always wanted those 2 cards. We have another Soul Ring. Soul Ring, for 1, you get an artifact that is a rare. Tap, add 2 colorless. Soul Rings are powerful. I'm not going to put that down. Soul Ring is getting so many reprints. It's in every single deck that they make. It's in every single set that they make. And they're never going to ban it because they've already been like, here, people want it banned. A lot of people don't. We don't want to ban it. So the best thing to do is make it that everyone has access to it with ease. And I'm fine with that. But the fact that you're paying 35 to 45, unless they up the prices, on a secret layer that just has another Soul Ring. Again, with the amount of cards they have and the amount of reprints, I know a lot of people are going to be like, ooh, another pretty Soul Ring for another deck of mine out of the 20, 30 plus decks I have. However, it's one of those things where, personally, if they are going to keep doing Soul Rings, I'd rather as a special card than just a random elf or just a sketch version of a card. But at the same time, it's Secret Layers was originally being here's a cool card, in a cool art that is like people want. Soul Ring, everyone has. Everyone has multiple soul rings. Like, it's one of those things where if you ever need a soul ring, you can literally put in any chat ever that people play Magic the Gathering, and someone has like at least 4 spare copies. And then finally we have Thespian Stage. It's a land that is a rare. Tap, add a colorless, or tap 2 and 8. Tap 2 and 8, Thespian Stage becomes a copy of Tiger Land, except it has this ability. I would have loved this maybe a year or 2 ago, but with how often now they're reprinting Thespian Stage. Thespian Stage used to be like 10-15 quid when it first came out. It was originally, people wanted it for the Dark Depths or Deep Depths, whatever it's called, to get the 2020 Marrelage. Again, really good card, really good ability, really amazing land. However, they're doing the same thing as they are with Soul Ring, where they're reprinting it. It's in like the Fallout decks, it was in the Doctor Who decks, and I have no problem with them doing that. I would actually prefer that, but doing that and putting them in the secret layer is where I have a problem. It's getting to the point where if you want to put the powerful stuff in and overprint it that everyone has one, that's fine. Put it in sets, put it in decks. Secret layers though are secret layers, or they're supposed to be secret layers. They're supposed to be the really cool cards that people want in the pretty art, great commanders, great cards to kind of show off. Pretty much is getting to the point where if someone's like, oh, I have this Thespian Stage, I'm like, yeah, but I have like the Fallout one. Like, it's really easy to get my hands on a pretty one now. Just continue. That's just my thoughts and opinions on this. But now my overall thoughts of the entire thing. So originally going through this, I was like, this is one of the best secret layers. The first like 3 or 4 cards, absolutely amazing. You have a great commander, you have great tutors, and you have a great card. Quite niche, but that's what I like, that's what I expect. And then they went, wait, this is too good, we need to like dial it down. Here is just 2 copies of a card that everyone has abundance of, which again is where it has its downside. One of those things where I'm going to say this because I said it in the last video, Hatsune Miku fans seem to be very big into it, that it's to the point where I'm like, I'm not going to go there, not going to touch it. I know that this secret layer is going to be one of the first ones sold, and I said that about the last ones, and I was correct. It went out faster than I originally thought, because it seems to be there is going to be a large amount of people that go, it has Hatsune Miku on it, don't care what it is, I am buying it. And they buy multiple copies, and then there's people that want the cards, and usually they're quite good cards, so they're also going to buy it. So this is why half of the like, it's going to be at least the first, second or third secret layer sold out. We haven't seen the rest as of recording of this. The cards are great, majority of them. Even though the ones that are not amazing are cards that people are going to use, so it still makes it worth buying. I actually do think this is a secret layer I think majority of people should also get. It seems to be one of the better ones, even with its small little tiny faults. The art, absolutely amazing. They seem to have had focus in the first one, that art seemed different, and now I wasn't a big fan of that, but people were. This one seems to have the same art, just different variations, which again is perfect. The secret card of the last one was good, so people are probably going to be more accepting of buying it, expecting the same result. So unfortunately, I don't know what the secret card is, but my expectations is if the first one was good, they're gonna probably do it again. However, Wizards decide to do this a lot of getting your hopes up and then shooting you in the foot. If you are a big fan of Hatsune Miku or the secret layer in general, let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, remember to like and subscribe and do all that YouTubey stuff that we always ask for. And if you enjoyed this video, I have a previous video on secret layers here, a playlist of Magic the Stuff here, and a subscribe button here. And we passed 1K and I'm so happy, and I want to thank you all, and I'll see you all in the next video.